Hola chicas, sorry this video is so late, but I'm going to be I'm going to be giving you the review of what we've covered so far in this video, and then the next video will be kind of what we're going to start learning, or what we're going to be learning via video, and what we're going to review next time we meet. Anyway, so we started with just the letters themselves, the alphabet, el alfabeto. And we talked about vowels, which is a, e, I, o, u, and the consonants, especially some of the consonants that have sounds that are different from those letters in English. So, for example, the first one is H. H is Spanish H, and H has no sound. Right, so words like honesto, honor, hora, these all have H in them, but it's not heard, it has no sound. And the next one is jota, jota, which is Spanish J. And jota has the H sound. So H has no sound, and jota has an H sound in Spanish. So words like jardín or jirafa. The next one is the eye. Eye is double L in English, or in Spanish. So the double L, the eye, sounds like a Y sound. So instead of L, like an extra L, like English and French, when you see double L's, sometimes it's like an extra L sound. But in Spanish, eye is a Y sound. So if you ever wondered why tortilla isn't tortilla, it's because of the Spanish eye is a Y. Enye. Enye is the N with the tilde, the squiggly mark on top of it. And so basically whenever you see enye, think NY. Like cañón, montaña. Words like that. Jalapeño. Next one is R. R is the double R, where you're rolling your tongue, which is the hard one. If you can get R, then you can get any other sound in Spanish. No problem. So, and there's the difference between pero, and perro. Caro, carro. Next one is, so there's be. And there's in Spanish, because the be, the V sound and the B sound are very similar in Spanish, depending on what country or what kind of Spanish speaker you're talking to. So be pequeña, pequeña means little, or sometimes also be chica, because chica means little, or kind of like young, cute. Anyway, it depends on which kind of Spanish speaker you're talking to. But be chica, be pequeña means V, because it's the little V sound. And be grande, grande means big. Be grande is the actual V. Right. But for a lot of Spanish speakers, not all, but a lot of Spanish speakers, they sound almost the same. So the saying be pequeña, be grande is mostly just when when somebody's asking you how to spell something and you want to make sure that they spell it correctly. That's when you make the distinction. I can't speak English anymore. Distinction. Sorry. But in normal conversation, it doesn't matter. Okay, next one is y. Y. And E in Spanish is the same as English I, in terms of what the actual letter is. And so the reason we say there's E, and then there's Y, and griega means Greek. So I don't know how familiar you guys are with Greek letters, and I know in English we actually say a lot of the Greek letters wrong. So the letter that a lot of English speakers call upsilon or upsilon is actually ypsilon, and it kind of looks like a Y. and it has like a E sound. And so English and like the Latin-based languages actually stole this letter from the Greek, well, borrowed, shared, depending. And so there's a distinction in Spanish. In English, we don't have the distinction. But in Spanish and French, they have the E, and then they have the Y, because they're calling, they're saying, yeah, this one's from Greek. But it has the same sound as a E, as a I. Okay. Next one is zeta, zeta. And zeta in Spanish is a Z sound. Z, the letter Z. But in Spanish, there is no Z sound. So zeta sounds more like an S. Zeta, zeta. So zorro, the mask of zorro. Zanahoria, carrot. Those kinds of words, it's more of like an S sound. Zeta, zeta. Also, de. De is D. And in English, D, I don't know if you can hear it on my computer, but D is a really hard sound. But in Spanish, it's a bit softer. So there's actually kind of 3 situations. The first one is if de is at the beginning of a word, it still sounds like a D sound, but a little bit softer or smoother. Like instead of saying de nada, you would say de nada, de nada. It's softer. It shouldn't feel like your tongue is trying to punch somebody. Okay, so the second situation is at the end of a syllable where the next sound is a consonant. The de is it's not spoken fully. It's kind of halfway eaten. So think in English, when you have the word sound or adjective, the D is kind of there, but not really. And it's similar in Spanish. So you have adjetivo, pared, let's see what else. Yeah, words like that. And then the last situation for de is when it's sandwiched between two vowels, vocales, vowels. Or if it's at the end of a word, after a vowel, instead of sounding more of a D sound, it sounds closer to a TH sound, like it's kind of lispy. Oh, not lispy, because that's something Spanish speakers, like Spain people do that. But it's a little bit more of a TH sound. So, and depending on, which kind of Spanish speaker you're talking to or what country they're from, it's going to be stronger or weaker. For example, a lot of Caribbean Spanish speakers don't even say it at all. They just kind of like, meh, we're going to pretend D is not there today. But other, like, for example, Mexican Spanish, you can hear it, but it's not going to be strong. So, for example, de nada, todo, dedo, pescado. It's more of it's like a mix between a D and a TH sound, if that helps. Alright. So, and you guys all have the alphabet song. The alphabet is easy to learn. But I'm just going to go over and say the alphabet letter, or the alphabet. I'm not going to sing it because my singing is terrible and I would like to have some help. But I will say the letters out loud for you guys. So, A, B, de grande, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, Y, M, N, Ñ, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, de chica, W, X, like 2X, Y, Z. Okay? So now, actually, I'm going to, no, it's good. Okay, I was going to split up the videos, but I think it should be fine. So, so the last thing we're going to talk about with letters is there are certain letters that when they change depending on what vowel comes after, or certain consonants change their sound depending on the vowel. And the two vowels that this happens with are e and e. So e and I, e, e. And the two biggest cases of this is with se and he, c and g, se, he. So if you want to say ka, ke, ki, ko, ku, whenever the c is followed by e and I, you need to change this sound. You need to add a u for starters, and you also, for the c case, you need to change the c, the se, into a q, ku. Because if you didn't, if you left it just as a C and no U, it would be ka, se, si, ko, ku. So it becomes a soft sound, an S sound. So if you want it to keep its hard sound, you need to change C into Q and add a U. If you want, but for the other letters, if you add a U, it's going to give it a W sound. So qua and quo. I can't really do quo, that's weird. But qua and quo is if you add a U. So if you want to have a que or a qui sound, instead of changing the C into a Q, you leave it as a C, but CU, so qui. C-U-E, que. C-U-I, qui. But if you want the hard sound, the K, the ki, then you need to change C into QU. And similarly with the G, it would be ga, he, he, go, gu, with no change. But if you want ge and yi, then you have to add a U. But if you want the w sound, so gua, gue, gui, guo, gu, then for gue and gui, you need to add the umlauts above the U. And I'm going to don't worry, I sent you guys the notes, so this is just the video review of the notes that I sent you guys. And then the last thing is, when you have seta, and the seta is followed by an e, then you actually need to, it changes. It doesn't stay a seta, a z, anymore. If it's followed by e, the English letter e, if it's, then it changes into a se, c. So, for example, cero, cebra, zero, zebra. But in Spanish, they're not spelled with a seta, they're spelled with a se. So no z, they're spelled with c because it's followed by an e. I sent you, it's in the chat room, the notes. If you want me to send them. Anyway. So that is it for the section on letters. And then the next video I'm going to do is going to be on the pronunciation rules.